Japan are at it again! Because for 20 points in winter of Series 36, you can go ahead and grab yourself the Mazda MX-5 RF. Not to be confused with the other four we already have. This adorable little hunk of metal starts at 181 brake horsepower, 151 foot-pounds of torque and weighs just a shade under 2,460 pounds with a 2-litre engine. And I'm pretty sure if you've heard of the MX-5 ND, you've seen this car already. However, this thing has a cool little party trick because I've just pressed down the left stick and we see, there we go, it's got its own kind of sweet looking little just retractable convertible little thingy, which is also the reason that this car has the RF in its name, which is known as the retractable fastback, because well, obvious reasons really. So jumping to the inside, it doesn't look too bad. We've got ourselves a few gauges and a massive screen in the middle, and now let's go ahead and take a listen to that 2-litre engine. So here we're now over in the upgrade shop. We're going to jump straight to conversion and then to engine swaps because we've got some cool things to show you. We've got the stock engine, we've got a 3.2 litre inline 6, we've got a 6.2 litre V8, we also have a 1.6 litre inline 4 turbo rally, we've got ourselves a racing 3 litre inline 6 turbo or the 2JZ, and the 2.6 litre racing 4 rotor, which sounds a bit like this. Yes, everybody's favourite dentist drill is back again. If you want to go ahead and turbocharge or supercharge this thing, there is the option to do that as well. However, here's the bit that intrigues me. We go over to here and we've got a body kit available, which, you know, could be pretty cool. And indeed, it is. It is the Rocket Bunny kit for this thing, which does make this thing look absolutely evil. A lovely wide stance. And I don't know why, but the front of it kind of now reminds me of the Honda S2000 with the wide body kit on it. But the options don't stop there, because if we go over to aero and appearance and go to the front bumper, we've got just the Forza aero at the front, which is honestly kind of mean looking really. And then going to the back, we have the option for a few wings. We can go ahead and put on the funny little Forza rear aero at the back. We've got the APR Performance Racing rear wing, and also we've got the Rocket Bunny Race rear wing as well, which is absolutely massive. I mean, come on, I can eat my dinner off that. In the meantime, our wonderful mechanic Mac is back once again with a brand new tune for us. So let's go ahead and bring up the share code. There it is, a bunch of numbers for something pretty cool indeed. So let's go ahead and download that about now. So with all those upgrades applied, we're now at £2,093, and the horsepower is pretty similar at 293. We're just missing a 0 in there. But we are at the top of A800, and it only cost us 70,750 credits. If anything sounds off, the UK is currently warm and I am currently melting, so please bear with me. And here we are now in the paint shop. The tune does look pretty good, the body kit suits this thing wonderfully, but what would suit this thing better? Colours. But going to advanced, we've got nothing, so going to manufacturer colours, we've got a few. We've got ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colours for this thing. Tomato Ketchup Red has made another return, and we've also got ourselves this rather nice looking white. Hi, editing me here. It's actually more silver, I'm just incredibly dumb. I complain about it every time, but the amount of time this game takes to save a paint is honestly ridiculous. Now the cool thing about this is I've actually got to see one of these cars in person, and I think it was the RF edition as well, which, to be honest, is honestly fantastic. It does look like a pretty cool car indeed. A lot of people seem to be sort of having mixed opinions about the front of it, but go ahead and let me know your opinion on that in the comments. I'm honestly very intrigued to see. In the meantime, we've also been given a challenge by the person that tuned this car.
And we finished in first place, bit of a gap, with a time of 2:09.5, which means Tech is gonna have to double check his video.
They put down a time of 2 minutes 9.5, so we've got to go ahead and try and see if we can beat that. And away we go. So now we have two objectives. We need to get quicker than 2 minutes 9.5, and we also still need to finish up in first place. So this could be very tricky indeed, because I've never had more than one challenge on this before. It's always just been the same old, same old. This thing's a tad understeered, but actually no, scratch that. It's actually pretty decent in turning. Now all we need to do is really hope for some top speed, because if not, then this challenge might be over before it's all started. Okay, let's see if we can try and survive this turn on the brakes. We've got somebody going to the inside. We've been a little pummeled, but we have actually made it out there in relatively one piece, which is not too bad. But we've still got a car to catch. But in the meantime, if you're ever interested in buying one of these things, in the UK they currently sell for £29.9 thousand all the way up to £37,000. The equivalent in American dollars will hopefully be on screen at the moment. So we are now over halfway into the race. We are currently ahead out in first place. I don't know how our time's doing because the way I record things, there is something blocking that corner of my TV screen, so we will not know until we get across the line. Although, to be fair, you watching this at home, you will know what time we've got. It's just me that can't see it, which might be a bit awkward. 95%, we've got one more turn to go. This is going to go right down to the wire. I don't know what time we're going to get, but across the line we go with a massive gap between us and everybody else. So hopefully there's a first place and a time of 2 minutes 6.1. Well, I guess I would call that a challenge win by over 3 seconds. So I'm kind of proud of myself on that one. But in the meantime, we've got a little more to take a look at. So we'll go back to the tuning setups because you all know where this is going. We don't always just have one tune for Mac anymore. We've got a second one, which is really fun. And I am really digging the pun. With, well, it's going to be the drag tune. So let's go ahead and pull up the share code. There it is, a wonderful bunch of numbers. And let's go ahead and download and install. So with all the upgrades applied, we are sat at £2,302 in weight with nearly 1,300 brake horsepower, and we're not even at the top of S1. Okay, so now here we are over at the back of the festival. We've got the drag tune applied, so we'll go ahead and put in a wheelie check, and yep, I think that kind of lives up to its name. I wonder if Matt can get this one to wheelie backwards too. Well, I have no idea what that says, but in the meantime, we're over at the edge of the drag strip, so away we go. 1,300 brake horsepower, a car that is super light, so hopefully we should get a pretty good sort of top speed out of this thing down here. 216 through the camera, and off the end of the drag strip at 240. That is actually kind of insane, and a slight dent on the Volkswagen. But I mean, hey, at least this one stopped. And now we get to have a little fun with this thing. So we're going straight back to conversion. And the first thing I'm doing is making this thing all-wheel drive. I know it's probably going to annoy a few Mazda MX-5 fans, so apologies in advance. But also swapping it in a 2J as well. I'm going to leave it like this. I've not gone with any aero, but we have gone with semi-slick tyres. And I'm just making those a little bit wider, both front and back. Because hopefully the no aero build should be pretty good in terms of getting a good top speed. So I'm going to go and upgrade this, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And now we've got the fun bit of trying to tune all these gears and hoping they end up pretty good. This is going to take me a minute or two. And now it's time for everybody's favourite game. Let's see how close we can get to the grates at the edge of the motorway. Hopefully, where I've put the little marker this time should be close enough. I'm hoping we've parked maybe on it, but let's go ahead and see. We're rolling in, and it's ahead of us. One of these days I'll get it right. However, before we go any further, here's this week's Forzathon shop. We've got the Bugatti Veyron, the Sombrero, the Mexican suit. We've also got ourselves the Ferrari F12 TDF, the Relax Emote, which is basically me half the time. We've got the Horizon Super Wheelspin and the regular Horizon Wheelspin 2. And now, time for a top speed run. And you know, I think things might just be about to get very interesting. So let's go ahead and get ourselves on launch control. And 3, 2, 1, away we go. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually beat these two while trying to have a decent top speed and not fly off the road. Man, this video's got it all. Fun fact, did you know since its first ever car in 1989, the Mazda MX-5 has gone on to sell over 1 million over about 4 to 5 different generations, which is absolutely insane. And out of the speed zone at 270. This thing is stupid quick, but I love it. Fun fact number 2, the MX-5 in the Mazda MX-5 stands for Mazda Experimental. There you go. I'm now an education channel apparently. In the meantime, let's go ahead and make our way downhill. The camera should be up here somewhere, and there it is, 273.73. Going downhill, 275, 276. Do we get any faster than that? No, we do not. But the fact we've been able to get 276 out of this is honestly absolutely insane, and those two back there never stood a chance. I almost feel sorry for them. Almost. So this thing can race, it can drag race, it can have an astounding top speed, but can it drift? Let's go ahead and find out. We're going to go ahead and throw it into here, and as always, a score of 30,000 or better is always the goal, and we go out of here with 41,660 on the first attempt, including even going off onto the dirt. That's going to be a tough score to beat. Last time a car did that well, it was a Nissan Serio. Okay, going back for round number 2, let's go ahead and see what we get. 41,000 is the score to beat. I doubt we will match that, but we're going to give it every single ounce of trying. 39,365 points. That's not bad at all. In fact, I'd actually consider that really good. However, that is this video on the Mazda MX-5 ND RF. It is quite a long name for this thing for a very short car, but it is honestly definitely worth picking up. It's only 20 points, it takes you around roughly half an hour of actual time. All you need to do is just do the trial and 2 seasonal events, and there you go, you've got this thing, because that's what I did. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. Feel free to go ahead and pick this thing up. I absolutely recommend it. In fact, I'd recommend this thing a lot. Although I could be seen as biased because the MX-5 is also a really cool car. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And as ever, thank you very much for watching. Tech out. See ya. I wonder what the next generation of MX-5 will look like.